Calvin, did you hear those Chinese dudes say anything about Pegasus?
Well, most of the time they were speaking in Chinese, but I did hear something about the Blue Liner Express train. Well, Calvin, that's all well and good, but I just can't stand it no more. You just gotta tell me more about your experience with those aliens. Well, it was really a lot of fun. I got to play checkers with Egmahog. He's that green, skinny alien dude I told you about. He won, of course. Then I got to munch on some pizza and Mountain Dew. Major yummy. They had a whole bunch of computer games for me to play, and then after I finished that, they dropped me off in Chinatown. Well, that kind of scared me. So I went looking for you guys when these Chinese dudes grabbed me and shut me up in that room where you found me. That sounds way too far-fetched for anybody to believe. Good grief, Calvin. Somebody get me a phone book. I'm going to find a psychiatrist for you to talk to.
Oh, Cherry, give Calvin a break. I think what we need to do now is go out to the train station. You never know, Pegasus might be out there. It's worth a shot.
Holy crap, who could that be at this hour of the night?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Go ahead and come in. The door's unlocked.
Mrs. Davis, what a pleasant surprise. I mean, it's so late at night. What can we do for you?
I was on my way home from the premiere of my latest film, and I told my driver to stop because I have something very important to tell you.
So what do you have to tell us?
I ran into my dear old friend Mrs. Simon at the premiere, and she told me that her beloved dog Wotan is missing. I think it has something to do with the disappearance of my horse Pegasus.
That could very well be. By the way, we did some investigating at the racetrack. Some people there think Pegasus died from a heart attack, but we don't think so.
I just hope you are right. Pegasus is everything to me. I would be just so devastated if anything happened to him. Will you please go and see my old friend Mrs. Simon? I told her you were working on my case because of the demise of Mr. Slayton. I must warn you, she has a real mean butler. I must go now. I am starting a new movie in the morning, and I need my beauty sleep.
Not to worry there, Mrs. Davis. We would be more than happy to go and talk to Mrs. Simon. Sounds like there is a connection between her dog and Pegasus. Just give us her address and we will go out and talk to her.
Thank you so very much. Her address is 2390 Mockingbird Lane in Hollywoodland.
Thanks, Mrs. Davis. We will leave right away. Now don't you worry at all. We will keep you informed on what we find out. Oh, by the way, can I stop over to your house again and make me another sandwich? Just asking. Do you boys think there was something funny about Mrs. Davis? I mean, she sounded sort of goofy.
Well, Cherry, she did say she just came from the premiere of her latest movie. You know how those movie star people are. Maybe she just had a little too much Kool-Aid to drink, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, boys, what do you say? Let's grab our cab and head out to Mrs. Simon's. Don't forget, we gotta stop at Mrs. Davis's first. I gotta make me a sandwich.
Have you guys noticed that every time we see Mrs. Davis, she looks different? What's up with that?
Oh, Eddie, she's a movie star. It's a girl thing.
I suppose, Cherry, but I'll never understand it. Okay, here we are. Now don't forget what Mrs. Davis said about Mrs. Simon's butler. He could be very scary.
Yeah, I remember. Now who's gonna ring the doorbell? I ain't scared of no butler. I'll ring the doorbell.
Okay then, Calvin, you ring the doorbell, but get back real quick just in case.
Yeah, okay. All right, you guys, get ready.
So, you have come to see Miss Simon at this hour? It's very late. I'm afraid that...
Is that a visitor? Kurt, please show them in. I've never turned away any of my fans. Please, go into the sitting room while I freshen up. Feel free to make yourself at home and look around.
Do not look around.
Gosh, Eddie, Mrs. Simon sure has a nice house. Just look at all this stuff. Movie stars really know how to live, huh?
Yeah, they sure do, Cherry. But I tell you one thing, I sure don't like Mrs. Simon's butler. He's creepy. Calvin, what are you laughing at?
Check out this old-time movie poster of Mrs. Simon. That lady just cracks me up.
How nice of you to come.
No problem, Mrs. Simon. Your good friend, Mrs. Betty Davis, asked us to come over to see if we could be of any assistance in helping you to find your lost dog.
I know that a missing dog is hardly the type of sensational case you people are used to working on, but my precious Wotan is all that I have left.
Not to worry there, Mrs. Simon. We are, after all, private detectives. We will get to the bottom of this. You can trust us.
Yeah, and we're the best there is. Mrs. Simon, is there anybody that you suspect?
I can't say that I trust von Mannheim, this new butler of mine. Does he strike you as a bit overbearing?
Well, he would be my first suspect. Sorry to say this, Mrs. Simon, but that butler of yours is just plain weird.
If he comes back, we must talk about something other than Wotan. I believe he's involved in my dog's disappearance. I've tried to get the agency to change him, but they refuse to do it.
Mrs. Simon, let's assume for a minute there that Wotan has been kidnapped. Have you received any ransom notes or anything from the kidnappers?
Sorry to interrupt you there, Eddie, but, excuse me, Mrs. Simon, do you got anything around here to eat? I'm, like, totally starved. Calvin, where are your manners? Sorry, I was just asking.
Messenger brought this today. While von Mannheim, no doubt, was trying to figure out ways to keep me prisoner in my own house. You can look at it, but don't let him see it. I always expected a ransom note, and I want you to know that I'm prepared to do whatever they ask to get Wotan back.
I just knew it. Mrs. Simon, do you have anything of value, like money or personal property, that we could give the kidnappers to get Wotan back?
It's all I could scrape together. Some cash, a few securities, the deed to this place. I'd gladly give it all up if I could get Wotan back safely. Will you please follow the instructions in the ransom note? I know it's a lot to ask, but you're the only one I trust. Just go to the roof of the observatory and make the exchange. Please, I beg you.
I told you not to get your hopes up, Miss Simon.
Give me that! It's mine!
Enough! Time to go.
Holy crap! Is this guy for real?
That does it. I'm out of here.
Calvin! Calvin! Are you alright?
What is this?
Stop it!
Shut up, Wotan! You will go now, and you will not come back. There is no other choice. Wiedersehen! Raus! Raus mit dir!